The galaxy awaits your salvation.
Allied coordinates locked. Initiating FTL
Right.
launch
Got
phases.
wrong. Yeah, that was all good news, though. I'm glad to at least see it. Something. I'm
Yeah, I
curious
mean,
about this FRV, if it's going to like physically be any different or whatnot, or if it's just going to be like, again, like a weapon change out on the back, and if it is, like
yeah,
what that's going to be.
that's
I
all
mean,
it's
I
going to
sort of
be.
assume it's just going to be that, unfortunately, but
Yeah,
I'm curious to see
I
what it's
don't.
going to be like.
I don't expect any more than that. Probably more than likely, probably something with like a grenade launcher
That's what I
um,
was thinking too.
or an autocannon or something on the back, or maybe a Gatling gun.
Yeah,
But
I think an autocannon or a grenade launcher. I think those two would be most unique, and that's what I was thinking.
yeah, I feel the minigun would be while useful, it would be probably too similar to the other.
Yeah, yeah, same sort of use case scenario. Yeah.
Yeah.
Autocannon again.
Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat.
What's up, Austin?
Helldivers to
What's up?
Hellpods.
Yeah, we just did autocannon before.
What's that?
Did we just did autocannon challenge before?
No, I mean they only
Yeah,
got
it's
about
that's the daily is the autocannon.
Yeah.
they only got
I'm
about
working on it
15
now.
of them that they cycle.
Yeah, they talked about changing the dailies too, and how that does, and the progression, working that in too, which I like.
Yeah, I mean I think that should. I mean they should have like a. I know they don't want to include all the stuff because people don't have all the war bonds, but there should be like a limit. Like once the war bond's been out for like 8 months or 10 months or something, you should be able to start integrating it in. I mean, if you've been playing it for 8 months and you haven't been able to accumulate enough super credits, then that might be on you.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's make a big house. But to a minute of the size. Like make it 2 stories, but not.
Oh, behind you, mouse.
Oh.
Ow. That really hurts me. Can you
Let me know if you need more ammo.
I don't think you can.
Oh, that's weak. You gonna tell me my guy's so powerful that when I punch that robot he blows up?
Yeah, that guy just blew up on me, so blew my arm off.
I meleeed a jetpack guy, and apparently my punch is strong enough to make him explode.
Oh, here's your stuff.
You wanna make a house this wide? You would kinda
I landed by your stuff, and you landed by my stuff.
Oh, yeah, I guess that is your stuff.
Yeah, your stuff was over there where I was.
birch. I'm gonna cook bacon for
Yep.
Ow! If you'd literally just push Yes, I know.
I believe
Hey, there's
so.
artillery.
Objective located. Northwest.
Oh, nice.
Tactical asset near your location. Package acquired. Dropping package.
Did
There's an explosive there too, right next to it. So
is there?
Package acquired.
Okay. Yeah, I brought a smoke, but I don't really care to use it if I don't have to.
yeah, that's all I'm finding. I think you jinxed it.
Maybe the. Oh, here's another explosive. Maybe the worst artillery ever. Oh, here's a mini nuke up here.
Location. Dropping package.
That's a nuke.
Did you find it?
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
I think the only other thing I seen was smoke.
Same.
There's 3 smokes and a couple explosives. You got enough over there to load it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got 6 here actually, I believe.
Package acquired.
Nuke first, explosive. I miscounted. There's 5. And 3 smokes.
No, there was 2 explosives.
Where'd it go?
I
don't see it.
It's over here.
Objective located. Dropping a pin. Northwest.
Oh.
200 meters.
Oh.
Package acquired.
Okay, explosive.
Yeah, when I picked it up, when I dropped it, it had a roll. It rolled.
Thought there was a second one, but it wasn't there, so I didn't see it.
If instead of me chopping down.
I hid it under that dead body so nobody stole
Yeah,
it.
you did.
Democracy delivered.
You know how one
Do
piece
that.
of log
You know how these meat smuggling robots are.
Yeah, right.
is a crazy. Okay,
Ooh, what's shooting like that?
I think, yeah, see?
I need to reload. I need hold on a second.
Two stacks and, like, 3 stacks. So you're using cobblestone?
Are you alive, Austin?
Almost.
Okay. There's supplies over here if you need health.
Come back.
They just called in too. Got the little gun on it too, so it'll help.
Requesting fortifications.
I landed it right in the middle of them. That's
Okay.
12 kills with 1 shot.
Did we do different tiles for different rooms?
Oh,
Like this room be cobblestone
okay, he's dead. I was gonna say to your left, but
and stuff? Or should we just all make it cobblestone? Okay. What?
You want to go get stone?
I could probably mine keep everything. Because you know how planks are doing.
Requesting air support.
And I don't want to be mining. If I get stolen, what the heck?
Have a taste of democracy.
1, 2, 3. Hey, this is the same thing Leia did this one time at Mars. Leia got right next to me. Like he would just look down. This is one. I said,
at 68 kills.
Mission
67.
20 minutes remaining.
Moving right along.
Absolutely.
I had another view or two, and I caught one with subtitles of that God of War trailer, and those I thought they were calling out whatever that lighthouse thing was, but those two names that drop when those big baddies in the trailer there were beating the tar out of her, those names are for each of those two characters. And when I looked them up, and each of those characters are the God of War for one. The big red guy was the God of War for the Mongolian pantheon.
Yep,
And
that makes sense.
And she is the Egyptian God of War, or of War.
Okay.
And I was like, "Ooh, that again, my mind. It's got my mind wandering, man." But you know, I really think, I'm really interested to see what their plan is there. I mean, do you have, because this is running parallel to those other two God of War games. He's already destroyed the Greek pantheon, and he's on path to set Ragnarok. Are these other pantheons teaming up now to find a way to stop him from coming to them?
Don't know, but that's the thing too. You remind me of that. The whole he was theoretically on the path to set Ragnarok off. That's what I wanted to see next. Hey, there's a bunker down there in the cornfield.
I thought I seen a bunker when we were coming down in, but we're a good ways from where we come in. But
exactly, yeah, I marked it down there. It's right where I marked.
But I mean, they prevented or did they prevent Ragnarok, or did they? No, I think it all ran its course, didn't it?
Well, it was all talking about heading in that direction. But like I said too, since I was a little disappointed with that last game, I didn't wind up finishing it. Maybe I will eventually. I got about halfway through it or more, and but I didn't actually finish it. So,
did you get far enough into that to see what Odin was doing?
Out of it.
Because he was
I
trying
found
to.
him to be so annoying, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's part of being a good villain, right? But he was trying to open some gateway.
Yes.
And I wonder if he was trying to open where she's at. Because before it was said and done, he was trying to use Atreus to open that gateway, and I'm pretty sure they prevented it all. And they're thinking about it now. There was something he was doing with masks too. So there's a lot of floating stuff. I need to play Ragnarok again, but there's a lot of floating stuff that definitely has intrigue in that trailer of wanting to know what's going on. I see they're playing damage control now because a lot of people shared your view on it.
Absolutely, I saw that's more of what I caught today when I was doing some YouTube browsing. It's more of all that, and I agree. And I'm not backing down, and I'm not interested in it right now. I'm just not. I don't, and again, I fear like some of the stuff, like you were posing a couple hypotheses, and I saw some other people pose a couple other ones that were also pretty legit. And if so, it's like I don't want that. So.
I think again, my overarching idea and opinion on it. I mean, if it goes the route and ends up like Tsushima, then so be it. I was wrong, but I don't feel any of us know enough to make a valid conclusion yet. And unfortunately, they've created an environment where as soon as you see something, we make that decision because we're so used to. Right, we're so used to seeing.
There's so much garbage lately that I just assume it's going to be more garbage, and I don't want that.
I mean, like I seen one thing where somebody they were making the comparison that that was their way of saying she's better than Kratos and everything, because she can double jump and Kratos can't.
And I bet you that's one of the hypotheses that I saw too. That I bet you that is. It's like, well, she's in this other dimension, and then by the end of the game, they're going to make it all like she did it, and she's basically is the one that's responsible for allowing him to basically do what he did in the second games. So without her, he could have never done it, sort of thing. And it's like that's the track that they keep doing with everything, and I won't have that. I won't have that.
But I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, I think.
Oh, I would almost lay money on it. I would almost lay money on it. Like honestly, and that's
I don't know.
Especially with just the stuff that Sony's done between all their major studios. I mean, this is just one of them. And then you've got all the Naughty Dog crap with their intergalactic garbage, and you got Sucker Punch with Yote, and it just doesn't stop right now. Sony's knee deep in it.
I don't know. Again, it's again. I mean, we get a lot of that. I mean, Intergalactic screams that from one trailer. I don't feel
it
that.
Was so horrific. It was
watching
so horrific.
This. Yeah, I mean, watching this, I don't feel that from this yet. I'm not getting those vibes. It took
and seeing Neil Dickman trying to sell it too. It was so bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, but then, I mean, you got that with 2 of his games already. I mean, but that second Last of Us game is full of that crap.
Oh, it was garbage, yeah. It's a shame the first game was so good because he was held in check by the other creative director who knew what the hell he was doing. That guy left immediately after the first one was completed, which is why that one was good, and then the second one went to hell because then good old Neil could do whatever the hell he wanted.
But I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't get the same vibes from the people involved. I don't get the same vibes from the trailer. The other games, I picked that up immediately. This, just because it has a female protagonist, I mean, at the end of the day, she's a god too. So I mean, her being able to do some of that stuff. If you made a Greek game, just because, you know, Zeus and Kratos are badass, that doesn't stop Athena from being the nastiest bitch on the planet. I mean, and she was a god too. So I mean, it's
yeah,
just...
but it's more about the fact that the game, like the Critical Drinker does great reviews, and he had a video up about it today, and he hits a lot of things on the nose, just like normal. And a lot of it is the fact that from its very inception, from its design, from everything that's there, it was a game about maleness, and it's all about betraying everything that everyone has invested in it, which is, I want Kratos. I want all the things that he stands for, and all the things that this franchise has always been. Again, I think you might have liked it. I did not like Furiosa at all and whatnot, and that is the exact same thing. It's a Mad Max movie without Mad Max. That makes no freaking sense. And it paid for it because it was a flop at the box office. This is no different. It's the exact same thing. The moment I heard there was a new Mad Max movie coming, cool. The moment I heard Mad Max ain't in it and this is it, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I wasn't interested in it. And I don't think it was nearly as good as the previous one. So it's the same thing here. I want a God of War game. I don't want a Mrs. Goddess game. I'm not interested in her. She was mentioned a couple times in the prior games. That's it. And nothing more. So I can't. I'm sorry.
Again, I mean, I feel...
It has nothing to do with that. I mean, I've playing. I like strong female characters when they're well written and whatnot. Look at Aliens. Look at all sorts of movies. I like all sorts of characters. It's not about that. But there is that caveat because there's been so much garbage forced down our throats from a lot of shitty writers and whatnot trying to push this agenda. But it's more to me about the fact that, like, I want Kratos. I don't want this. I never asked for this. I'm not. And is this a story that works into the overall and is worth telling? And why is that when it's never been about anything like this? So
well, I mean, you could say the same thing when they did the 2017 reboot, because I mean they completely redid that character. I mean, the 2017 Kratos.
It's still the same character. It's just he's developed. He's grown up because fatherhood had changed him like it does to so many men.
That Kratos ain't the same Kratos that was in the Greek stuff, because he was already a father in the Greek stuff.
Yeah, but it's different. He was a father, and it is connected. It's the exact same Kratos. It's the exact same character, and it does work. He was a father. He had a daughter with a wife, but he murdered them all, and he spent all these hundreds of years basically dealing with that angst and that grief. On his road to redemption, he didn't plan to find this woman and settle down and have a son, but he did, and now like that's the most important thing, and that's all he's got left because she's gone now. She softened him. She changed him, and now the whole first game was all about how fatherhood then was changing him because he had no choice.
You'll come up here.
I guess I share a different opinion on that one, I guess, but it gives a different perspective.
Cory Barlog was the director of the first for that one, and I do like his stuff, and I mean he openly talks about it, and a lot of that is his own reflection on how his son changed him.
I'm pretty sure he's tied to this too.
No, he's not. He's not. It wasn't tied to the previous one. He's only there because he got promoted after that God of War. He got promoted, and he's basically in an executive position. He's over the God of War franchise. He's not directing any of the games or what. No. He was game director on that one. So and he's there as a face because he's been one of the more successful faces involved with the franchise.
Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
That he's like the executive over the franchise. So this is his decision to allow it to go forward. So he's ultimately the one responsible for it. Yes, but he's not making the game, and he probably doesn't give very many inputs to the game because that's not his daily job.
I would imagine he's got to have some invested interest.
I'm sure. Just if anything, just because of history. I mean, that game made him.
I mean, this game isn't going to end his journey with Kratos.
Well, who knows? We'll see how much money it loses.
That's what they came out and said today. They were saying that they're not done with Kratos.
Say that. They're going to say that.
You would be stupid to walk away from Kratos.
Oh, I know. But that's exactly what they've done. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you were to progress it, because I mean, I don't think you could. I guess I do know the answer is you just move to another pantheon and tell the story. But yeah, I mean, I don't think
that's what a lot of people were hoping for. So many people wanted and expected him to for them to potentially do Egypt and to get into a bunch of that, which they obviously tried to allude to that by having her in there, but that's not what people were hoping for.
Because I mean, I think you'd have just as much backlash if you continued with Atreus. Because when Ragnarok ends, Atreus goes on his own journey, and that's how they leave that game, is like they're gonna, he's gonna be the next thing. You're gonna follow him, but I don't think there was a avenue to go there.
Well, and I sort of agree in the same way. Like I again, it's not him. I liked him in the previous games and whatnot, and he had a reason to be there. I get it, but again, I didn't want to game with him. I wanted to game with Kratos.
5 minutes remaining. I repeat, 5 minutes remaining.
Completely agree.
Enemy
tactical asset within threat range.
Oh, hell yeah. I made my daily.
Probably made everybody's daily.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it should have.
Extraction is available.
Oh, good. God, that's right. We got a jammer here. You know what? It's a nuke, isn't it? We can drop. I could drop the seep on it.
Can you call it in? Oh, I guess you can.
Yeah, because it doesn't count. That's not a stratagem. So yes, if I get up there, I can. Oh crap! I went the wrong damn.
I think Mouse is up there. I don't know what he's doing.
You gotta call it down, Mouse. All right, I'll let you do that. I won't drop a nuke on you. Yeah, he cleared it out. We're good.
Objective critical
Okay.
stratagem available.
Calling in an eagle.
Objective critical
Yeah, we'll see what they
stratagem
do.
no
I see what they
longer
show, but right now I'm not holding my breath. There's other games I'm more interested in.
available. Objective critical
It's just good.
stratagem available.
I just get
Yeah, I mean,
frustrated because I'd like to see other stuff like done. If you're gonna do that, then do something else. Like maybe do a new IP and whatnot.
I mean, I'm not down. I'm not opposed with that either. But I mean, I don't. I feel there's interest there. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't. I mean, they haven't. They don't really have a track record for riding that woke train. I mean, how many God of War games have we had now?
Cool. Quite a few.
Outpost
I mean, even in the worst one was, probably not as bad as
But-
we make it out to
But
be.
they did take a break from them for a while, so you did have a big gap in there after Ascension and stuff, because Ascension didn't do very well, and it wasn't very good.
Attacking map. East, 50 meters.
Oh, don't shoot me! Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me!
I think Ascension's biggest problem was just the timing that it came out.
Oh yeah, that was definitely one of them. It had a lot
You
of
can't-
problems. That was one of them.
You can't go back and tell a prequel after you've ran an epic story like 2 and 3 ran. I mean, you can't live up to that. I mean, that Borderlands hasn't gotten out of that either. Borderlands don't know how to fix that problem. I mean, they struck gold with 2 and don't know how to get back there.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been
Yeah,
launched.
I think one of the biggest mistakes was trying to do all the multiplayer crap in it. Like, that's not a multiplayer game.
Yeah, I mean, there's extra assets wasted there for that could have been put elsewhere. But I mean, I if Ascension came out after the original God of War,
1 minute
it probably
left.
wouldn't have
Destroyer
been
preparing to leave.
as dogged as much as it did coming out after 3, and you had this epic conclusion. People are now at the point where they're like, where do we go next? And then you're like, oh, we're going to go back to the beginning, and does any of this matter because we know how it ends? And
That's always a problem when you do something like that. It can still be done well done. A lot of places, people have done that, but you're right. You definitely have to think about that while you're doing it.
Super destroyer leaving low orbit. Emergency extraction shuttle deployed. Reinforcement budget deployed.
it's like I'm very, very uncertain of how this new Gears of War is going to look.
Yeah, when does that come out?
They
I
haven't
think you've
given
talked
it a
about
date
that
yet.
before.
There hasn't even been any gameplay footage yet, but I think they've already announced that it's going to be like the highlight of their showcase on Sunday. But
ETA,
Oh, is
T-minus 30
Microsoft having
seconds.
a one too now?
yeah, everybody's doing something this week pretty much.
That yeah, because it was sort of like the E3 time period. That's
Yeah,
right.
because Jeff Keighley's got a show tomorrow, which is kind of like the generic everything show. And then Microsoft's got one on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, I haven't kept up. Okay.
Yeah, Summer
No, I
Games
really
Fest
didn't
is
know about
tomorrow.
the Sony show until like the day or so before. You might have mentioned it, or I might have seen something on YouTube. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, they
And I'd
had it
forgotten about it
advertised
too.
on the front of the PlayStation dashboard when you log in.
Yeah, I'm bad about that. I never pay attention to it.
But yeah, I don't like going back to Emergence Day, like after you've had 5 games progressing your story. You know, you're gonna bring back
ETA,
Marcus and
30
Dom.
seconds.
You know, can you make that relevant? Can you make that interesting?
Gosh, I hope so, because like they're the two big ones, and
I mean,
you don't want to screw that up.
they kept Marcus relevant even with the newer ones,
ETA, T-minus
but
10 seconds.
you know, Dom's been gone for a while.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks for reminding me.
Because he died in 3.
Pelican 1 landing sequence initiated.
That
Watch where you're
pissed
standing.
me off. Thank you for reminding me.
He was my least favorite of the 4, so it didn't aggravate me a whole lot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh my God, I'm stuck under here in the vent. Oh my God, no!
Oh,
It forced me underneath there. Wow. Yeah, they had some cool characters, and of course I love Coltrane and Marcus
I'll
was
be
pretty
back.
cool. So yeah.
Coltrane and you know, I always loved the tool of sarcasm. So Baird was one of my favorites.
He was great too. Yeah, they did a good job on a lot of those characters.
And then I mean, you said that was as far as you played was 3, but when they went into the Xbox Ones, like they brought in, you know, they took it a little further in, and you played as Marcus and Anya's kid, and like
Yeah,
but
I
then
do
that
vaguely
fit
remember that, but I didn't play it.
because like that's one of the coolest scenes in 3 is when you after you play the first chapter or so, or and you got to go back. That main character, that JD's like, he's like, what are we doing now? What's the next plan? He's like, time to go home. And you get out there, and Marcus is sitting in a dark shack waiting.
Yeah. But there was some gravitas to that, and it all made sense and whatnot. But yeah, I liked all those characters and whatnot. Especially like Coltrane too is cool because I liked the real person that played him, and he was hilarious in some of the things he did, and that made it all the more cool because it was totally him, right?
Yeah, I mean, that guy plays what he plays there is just an extension of himself.
Yeah, pretty much it seems. Yeah, so it was like, yeah, you could just see right through it. It was just so fun.
Coordinates locked.
I gotta spend some requisitions.
Mission
Think.
separation
Let me double check
aborted.
again.
I'm maxed
Yeah,
out.
the next one's an eradicate, so dress appropriately.
Yeah, good. Glad you said something because I've been rocking light armor. So
Well, yeah, I noticed. That's what I'm saying. I know you like to usually switch it out to heavy, so
yeah, I'll definitely go something a little
or heavier.
heavier.
Heavy metal.
I seen today. I don't remember the trailer for it. Like they started talking about it, and I'm like, what did this show? But there's a Star Wars XCOM game,
Yes. So
and it got a
they didn't show anything for that on the Sony thing. No.
no. I mean, this must have been shown a while back because I mean, I don't even remember seeing this in the showcase, and I stay on top of them pretty good. But
Yeah, I only know because I happened to it on a couple different videos on it on YouTube, some development and some recent trailers. Say they've been promoting it, say, over the past like 3 or 4 months, maybe, where they've been dropping some stuff, and I just happened into it by accident. But you're right, it's like an XCOM like turn-based tactical game with classes and stuff like that.
yeah, it got a release date today. It comes out like in the end of August or something.
But that's EA, isn't it? Because they've got the license, don't they?
I don't know who's making it.
I mean, I didn't check on it. I sort of assume it's like for all like consoles and PC.
Consoles and PC is what it said today when I seen the thing.
Yeah, I did see stuff for that.
When I started seeing the footage, I'm like, I'm not even familiar with this.
I love XCOM and stuff like that. So like, there's a part of me that's like really interested in that, but then there's a part of me that's like hasn't liked Star Wars in a long time because they've again ruined so much of that. So I don't know what to feel. I don't know if I want to play it or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to fall in that time period where there's a lot of options to play.
Well, yeah. When does it come out?
Like it was like the last couple of days of August.
Oh, geez, yeah. You're okay. So they're trying to get just a little bit ahead of that window, just a little bit.
Yeah, they're like let's get out of September just a little, and then we can at least hit first and hopefully get some attention because September's gonna be this year.
Helldivers to Hellpods.
I mean, what I saw of it looked pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it looked interesting enough to see, being a tactics game and in Star Wars, you got 2 bullet points that catch my attention.
Yeah, I mean, I was there opening day in 1977. I grew up loving it. Like Star Wars defined so much pop culture and whatnot. So, I loved it for so much of my life. So, like, it hurts now to see a lot of the crap that they've done, and I'm no longer like interested in it. So I don't. It's hard for me to pull me back into any of the new stuff.
Right.
Which is a shame because some of it, like maybe this game might be like really cool, and so I guess if I hear a lot of people saying that, then maybe I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's probably going to be it's probably going to be one that gets brushed under the carpet simply because of the time frame.
Well, that's very likely.
It's developed by Bit Reactor, studio formed by former XCOM developers, and in collaboration with Respawn Entertainment and Lucasfilm Games.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a newer studio I've never heard of before, but yeah. If they got some former XCOM developers, I mean, that's good. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but that's good.
Right. I was just I just Googled it quick to see what came up because, like I said, I just learned today that it even existed.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. I mean, if I would have known, I would have told you the other day because I have seen a little bit on it, but again, it didn't stay in the front of my mind because, again, I just unfortunately, I see a lot of current Star Wars stuff, and it just goes in and out. I don't really. I'm like, give me Luke and Darth Vader. See,
I really stuff that expands on the Clone Wars era.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Like some of that older stuff is, like Clone Wars is highly loved by a lot of folks, and Clone Wars is cool. And
Like I remember when Clone Wars
there
come
were
out,
some really cool things, and there were some cool things like in the expanded universe that they've now all thrown away.
Both.
But yeah, like I remember when the Clone Wars movies come out, I was all about those things, and then as they went on, it was like it seemed like they were more and more dogged on until those last 3 movies came out, and then people were like, maybe we can appreciate the Clone Wars a little more. But I mean, I loved that era of the Star Wars stuff and some of they've done with them in that era.
Well, you are not the only one, and again, I liked a lot of that era too, and I still like Star Wars back then, and there's cool stuff. Like one of my buddy Ryan, I think he'd read like all the Star Wars books up to a certain point, like a bunch of the expanded universe stuff, and then they went and just did away with everything, and then it just I tried to watch stuff as they brought it out, some of the newer stuff, and I just think a lot of it just wasn't good, and I didn't like what they did with a lot of it. It just went downhill, and I just gave up and walked away. And I haven't watched it. Like the only new thing that I thought was pretty good was Rogue One, and how it tied some stuff in there and whatnot. But I can't really look at a lot of new Star Wars stuff. It doesn't interest me anymore.
No, there's out of the more recent stuff. I mean, there's been very little I've enjoyed.
My buddy Paul that I met with last weekend in Lakeland, we did lunch and whatnot. That was one of the things we talked about a lot because he went to go see that new one, the stupid that's got in Japan, the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yep.
Or the Mandarin and Grok. Oh my God, so bad. And he just could not stop telling me about like all the stupid stuff in it. Because he's got a pass and he has a lot of free time, so he goes and sees a lot of movies. He just any movie that's out, he'll go see it just give him something to do. It's just
oh yeah. If it wasn't a 45-50 minute drive to Gainesville for me, I'd do the same thing.
Oh man, yeah. He's got like the AMC pass, and he's like a platinum member at this rate or something like that. Because he sees like pretty much every movie that comes out. Because he's just he has to split up time with the kids and his wife, and that's a whole complicated story. And she's an idiot and cheated on him and stuff like that, and they're separating and all that. And so like when he doesn't have the kids and whatnot, he's got a lot of free time. And he doesn't have a lot to do necessarily. So he's got the AMC like movie club, and he just watches movies like crazy, just to get out of the house and go do that because he's always liked movies and whatnot. And he and I used to watch a lot of movies when we were young.
Yeah, I mean, well, we had when I was working, I had the Regal card because. I mean, it's $20 a month, but if you go watch 2 movies a month, you're in the green.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So, I mean, it was a no-brainer to not do it, and then you got discounts on concessions and things like that. It was a no-brainer.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Especially, with me being single, if I was closer, man, it'd be nothing to, I used to talk about that all the time when I was working, and, it'd be nothing for me to get off work and I'm going to go watch a movie tonight when I get off. But, where I'm at, I get off work, you come home, you shower, and then it's a 2-hour drive there and back, on top of watching a 2-hour or 3-hour movie. So.
Well, nowadays it's so bad, too, where it's like, you go to see a movie and like, you're there sitting in your seat at time, but now you got to sit through like 35 minutes of advertisement and then another 10 minutes of like all these commercials for the theater and then another 5 minutes of Coke commercials and silence your cell phone and all this other stuff until you're 50 minutes in and the movie's finally starting.
Yeah, but I mean, you can avoid
that's what
that
it feels
too.
like sometimes.
I mean, you can avoid that too. I mean, because you can order your tickets online. You can pick your seat ahead of time. You can just show up 30 minutes late and still be okay.
Oh no, absolutely. But I'm not the type who feels comfortable doing that. So I prefer to be there. And so I'm always there. But it's just because there's always at least 30, 35 minutes or more of just garbage in front of it. It's like that's what the last time I was there. I had just so bored sitting through all that stuff. Like, please just start the movie.
It is more boring on my aspect too because of the way internet and everything else works. That you see it all ahead of time.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
You know, when I was younger, I used to love it. You don't want to miss the previews because you know this is your first sneak peek at what's coming. But nowadays, I've seen that damn Avengers trailer so many times that I don't want to watch it again when I go to the theater.
Yep. No, that is a very valid point. Because I remember when they used to be cool. Yeah, you used to look forward to the previews and whatnot. That hasn't been a thing for like 20 years. Like they're just torturous now.
There's so many things that we sacrificed that for I can't imagine it was for the greater good over the years. I mean the whole video stores, man. I would kill to be able to take my nephew to a damn Blockbuster on a Friday night and just say, all right, get yourself a couple things and have a field day for the weekend.
Yeah. What are we going to watch?
We gave that up for Redbox, which then disappeared. And
deploying minefield.
It's very different to, online. Not only just compared to, searching at the store, but even though online you technically have more choices, a lot of these have much bigger libraries than say a Blockbuster did, but it's also more all over the place, and to me a lot of them it's hard to navigate too to even know what's there, and then you get so overwhelmed with choices that it's you can't make up your mind.
Well, I mean, in yes,
unless you already have something else in mind, and then you've already you already had something in mind, then there's nothing really to think about.
I mean, yes, for movies, we got Netflix and all that at our on demand, but I remember we used to go to Blockbuster. Mom and Dad would get 2 or 3 movies for the weekend. Matt would go over and rent a Nintendo 64 game or a Super Nintendo game, and you got to play a new game and then take it back after the weekend, and next weekend you got to play a new one.
Yeah, I forgot about renting games too, because
you can't do that. No, I mean, there's nothing that offers that.
Yeah, and that's sort of just the sad part of gaming in general too. Is just the idea of demos and stuff like that have really just gone away. And it used to be such a cool thing, and there used to be so much more of them. Be able to, play things and try things out, which always gave this variety like that.
Back when we were younger, just kind of comparing apples to apples. When we were younger, we watched the other night that God of War presentation. That was on a demo disc.
Countdown initiated.
You would have gotten that on a demo disc and 30 minutes of it, and you'd have known by the end of it whether it whet your appetite or not. I remember that's how I was introduced. It was a Pizza Hut demo disc. How I was introduced to the original Metal Gear Solid.
Liberty has seen
Nice.
through.
Well, do you remember? And that was still in the golden age
game
of it too, where you would get things in magazines.
Yeah.
PlayStation was really brilliant in their marketing too when they first started. And you remember the little PlayStation discs that they would release at quarterly and stuff like that, full of demos and so forth, and little tech demos. I lived for those things. And it was great to get them and just go through what demos are on here this time,
Yep. PlayStation and Xbox were really good about that. When Xbox first started, they had their own magazine that put out a monthly or bi-monthly disc.
Yep. And of course, you go back to the earlier days of PC games, and I didn't have a PC at the time. I had friends that did, so I remember some of this stuff. And you just had the little discs in magazines sometimes or whatnot, distributed in envelopes, whatever, and it would be demos. And even worse than that, go further back, and then you'd actually have like the code, like these simple games, and you'd have the code in the magazine. You'd have to punch it all in, and then
You'd
if you
have
do it all
the,
right, and all you've got like a demo.
Yeah, what was it? What was the terminology that they used for like early on for like Doom and some of those games like that, where it was like you got a light version of the game, like almost like a um, I can't think of the terminology.
I'm missing it too. Whatever you're gunning for whatever reason, it's like I'm drawing a blank right now.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so, but
there was like I remember it specifically with like Doom and like games like that. Some of those first person shooters, there was like the only word that comes to mind, and it's a modern word, and it doesn't even mean the same thing, but is like shovelware. Like it was something like that.
Yeah.
It was like it may have even been an S word, but it was it was mainly like a light version. It was not the full game, but it was more than like a 15 or 20-minute trial. It was like 3 or 4 levels long, and a lot of those old PC games used to do that. I can't remember what the name of what they called them.
Yeah, and I mean, basically, it was like still was like a demo though, where you got to sort of try out a version of the game.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that sounds familiar, and I'm sure I saw stuff, but like if there were like shovelware, I sort of remember that term, but I don't think that's it, and I don't. If there was another term for it, I'm not thinking of it right now.
I know that's not the term. That's just the term that keeps coming to my head. It doesn't even mean the same damn thing. this was.
Well, I mean, it was usually like
line.
cheap games and stuff you would find like that they would like shove out. You know that you could play but weren't necessarily good, and it would just be like shoveling crap or whatnot, and just like shoveling a bunch of cheap games at you. That's how I always interpreted it as to win. But I also haven't heard that term in a long time.
Yeah, like I mean, that'll drive me nuts. I'll think of it later. Shareware. That's what it was.
Shareware, yes. Because they were distributing it for free. Yeah.
Yep.
They were sharing a portion of the game, and then if you really liked it, then go ahead and buy the game. Yeah. That was it. Shareware.
Yep. A lot of old PC games used to go that route.
Well, props to you for remembering that, because I wouldn't have.
And
you would have probably remembered it at like 1 a.m.
I just Googled Doom and where and see what came up. It is underneath it. It brought up some people also asked these questions, and one of them said, "Why was Doom shareware?" I was in the ballpark. I knew what I was talking about, and I was close, but all I could think of was shovelware.
Yeah, but that was another term that was used. Yes.
Shovelware gets
and
used
again,
a lot.
To your point, like those, I haven't heard those terms in probably 2 decades or something like that, because like a lot of those ideas or concepts went away as part of the zeitgeist of marketing and how you sell a game and market a game, and because again, that's what it was back in the day, like marketing, because it was a small industry, and lots of people looked down on it. It wasn't like a big thing. It's like, why do you do this?
But yep, I can now. I'll be able to sleep later now.
I even forget all the time that there's still like some games that do demos and stuff like that, but it's so unpublicized that I never even think of it. And even here, like, it takes me effort to remember to go into the PlayStation Store and look, and there's an actual demo section, and then maybe rifle through it now and again and see if there's anything there I want to play, because it's so not typical, and like nobody does demos anymore, so it's hard to even find things in there, right?
It's because most people look at it as a waste of time and money.
Well, yeah, because it does. It does take development time to craft and then compile and do a demo and so on and so forth. It does take away from actual development time, but I still think it's something that more companies should look at doing, especially if trying to launch like a new IP. and to get
Exactly.
people interested in it. Because
Exactly.
again, it worked for so well for so many years to help establish this industry. Like, why then do you just toss it away? You shouldn't. But they did.
I mean, you at least get some kind of info. I mean, I don't know how much information they pull with the stuff they do nowadays with demos. They're a little fewer far between. I know here recently with the Switch, I've had a couple of Square Enix has been doing some stuff with a lot of their remakes and their remasters and stuff. And they put out a demo, like they did that with the Dragon Quest VII remake, where they put out a demo, and it was about a 5-hour demo. But when you finished it, if you kept it on your Switch, when you bought the real game, it would carry the save over, and you could pick the game up from where you left the demo off.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I love it when they do stuff like that. Absolutely.
And it's like, oh, that's great, because now I can try it, and if I like it and do want to buy it, I don't have to play that again.
I still have stuff on here like Stellar Blade, which I thought was really fun. I sort of wanted to get it. I never got around to getting it, but I still have the demo on here because I played it. I completed the demo. I found some hidden stuff in the demo and whatnot, and I want that in the main game because it will carry your save over. And I have a couple others too, like that. So, again, like that's like a great incentive to get people to try out your demo. Absolutely.
Yeah, another thing I've been following, I have a love for them, but not like the hardcore community that they serve. But I do enjoy playing fighting games, but not like I play fighting games with whoever's dumb enough to come over and sit on the couch next to me.
Right.
And for, the single player,
Back in the day when it was like a communal thing.
Right. I don't get into the whole let me jump online and play because same thing with Madden. If I got somebody sitting next to me, I can trash talk here on the couch. I'll play Madden or whatever, but I'm not getting online because I know there's a whole group of people out there that I got no business being around.
I know that are like really hardcore, really good. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, I watched some of the tournaments, some of those fighting tournaments, and oh my gosh, seeing some of them go, like holy hell, I can't do that. I like them too. Like I used to love Street Fighter in the arcades and all sorts of stuff like that. But I used to have better reflexes. Now it's like I'm no good. I play them occasionally for fun, especially my friend Ryan because he's got a ton of them. He loves them.
Yeah.
And I play them for fun, but I am no good. And I play them more for the art and stuff like that. It's just like I definitely can't compete very well with them.
You get 2 or 3 of us together and we'll play. Loser gives the sticks up, and we'll play a fighting game for a few hours. Man, I'll have a blast. But I don't want to get online and just get pounded for 3 hours straight by everybody who understands what, the mid punch beats the low kick and block run this and
Yeah.
I'm out there mashing buttons and having a good time, man.
Totally understand that.
Like I'll watch. I've spent a lot of time, especially in my time off here, watching Maximilian Dude on YouTube.
Okay.
And he's big into fight. That's the fighting game for his thing, and I'll watch him play some of these things. But I'll tell you, I've seen they got a fighting game coming out, a Marvel fighting game coming out in a couple months that Arc Systems is working on.
Yeah, that was at the top of the PlayStation thing.
Yes. That game has they put a demo out last year and let people play it, and people dogged it, and they've been continually every month putting the beta and new characters out and letting these people play it, and they've been modding it and changing it to meet the heavy players.
Oh yeah, Arc System works as a fighting game maker. Yep.
And I was watching, tonight, but when you texted me, I was on YouTube, and Max he had a video he was running live. He had there's an Avatar Airbender fighting game coming out in a couple months, and he had the developers at his house, like playing a build of the game with him. And it's like he's so far into it that they seek his input because he's such a big face in the community. But when those companies are taking that advice and molding the game, they're clearly worried about having a good product when it ships.
Yep.
And it's that because that Marvel game has gone through a lot of changes, and
oh, I'm sure. I mean, so many, like any good game goes through tons of changes. But they are a good maker, and I love some of their art. And some of their other fighting games are really fun not only to play but just to watch. Like I love Guilty Gear and stuff like that. So I have confidence that I'm sure they'll figure it out, and it'll be another good fighting game by them.
Yeah, I don't know what I've played, if I've even played anything by them. I mean, I'm interested because they got the Marvel license now, but I don't know if I've played a fighting game by them.
Actually, yeah, I've played a bunch. I've played a bunch of different ones by them, and they're well respected and well known as a good fighting game maker. They have done some really good games. So, but again, it's a little different. A lot of their other stuff was a lot of original characters that they've done and original fighting systems and stuff like that, which are all very good. But this comes with the typical baggage of being Marvel and whatnot. So you've got a lot of like fans with predisposed ideas about some of the characters and their strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that. So I'm sure there's a lot for them to figure out.
What was neat with this what was neat with this was they were told. I seen when they did their first video, they were told that when they partnered up with Marvel, and they started giving them some artwork and some ideas and stuff. Marvel was like, "We're gave us because we were expecting your touch on it." And don't we go back and work on this a little more? And they said that they ended up starting to find the groove, and like the Iron Man in that game, he looks like a gun now. Like they're giving it a heavy like Japanese theme on the take on the Marvel characters, and I was like, that's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, no, they have fantastic artists over there, and that's what a lot of it and that's why I think a lot of it does look cool and unique. It's almost like that other Marvel game that's been very popular. It's because they let that studio sort of use its very good artists and different stylizations, and put those into the Marvel characters, which then gives them a fresh look, a fresh take on it, and people like that.
But a
lot of it's just been really well done.
Yeah, and another thing too that they've, which draws into this, is whatever deal they concocted with Sony and Marvel to get this done. Capcom's always held the Marvel license for fighting games.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that because they have done some in the past. Yeah,
it's always been Marvel versus Capcom for fighting games.
Yeah,
and so this is the first time now that you're getting and you're doing almost the same thing they did. It's a tag fighter, so you're kind of grabbing that community and bringing them with you.
If I had to guess, I would say it's because that was probably specifically licensed to be Marvel characters versus Capcom characters, whereas this is all dedicated Marvel, so there's not any third-party characters, and it's all Marvel. There's always there's always specifics like that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you already had Marvel licensing a tag fighter to another company, and then all of a sudden these guys come along and take it from them, especially when that'd be like somebody else all of a sudden saying we're going to make Halo tomorrow. That's a little awkward and different, and then You know, that's they gotta meet those expectations now.
Oh yeah.
But I do think they're doing a good job of, from what I've seen, is of like communicating with people and taking the feedback well and trying to make something that everybody wants to play, and not just saying we got the license, we're going to ship this and make the money off of it.
Oh yeah,
You know.
no, I wouldn't think so. I mean, I haven't really kept up with it too much, but I do know that they are well respected. And I think even for, if I remember correctly, like they sought them out, and it was just sort of a chance meeting, and it all sort of worked out well. But they've done a lot of good games and have a lot of fans. So, and I definitely like a lot of their stuff too. So I think it'll be cool. Again, you know, since it's Marvel and it's a fighting game, I probably won't get it, but my buddy will, and I'm sure I'll wind up playing it at his place or whatnot. I'll try it out, but I'm sure I will like it. Just if anything, for the visuals and all the effects and all, just like their other games, because they're always so good.
Yeah, I mean that's. I think it's kind of what we were talking about the other night about, you know, letting some other people take their stab at it. You know how I was telling you how I'd like Blizzard to make a Ninja Turtle game. You know, I'm sure a lot of people were amped to see Arc Systems get, you know, all right, they're going to make a Marvel game this time. I got a bunker here.
Well,
All right. Heading your way. You know, and one of the things I love about them too is like all their games, they have some phenomenal animators and artists, and a lot of their games are just known for some incredible design work and design style, because they're all very anime. But even though it looks like really good 2D animation and stuff, it's all 3D.
Oh, yeah. I don't. What they did. I think didn't they do Dragon Ball before this?
No, I don't think they did. At least I'm not remembering that. There's a couple fine games that names are escaping me right now, but all the different Guilty Gears like Strive and stuff like that they did, which were all fantastic, great character designs and animation. And again, it all looks like, because that was the whole stick going all the way back to some of the earliest games that started some of them stuff, is that like Street Fighter 2, really nice 2D animation with really crisp, responsive controls, which you could get from like flat 2D animations that were even more responsive, especially at the time, than like 3D type stuff, which was much heavier. But to do it looking like 2D stuff, but have it all be 3D, and so you get some of the advantages of that in the animations and what you could do with some of the like cinematics and stuff like that, which are really cool. And they've just developed that into their style, which they do so well. It looks so very, very good.
Yeah, I've seen Guilty Gear before. I've never played. I don't think I've ever played one.
Mission has 30 minutes remaining.
Yeah, they're fun. Really wacky characters, some great designs there and whatnot. And you get into it, and it's a lot of wild characters that creates a lot of different fighting styles and play styles. Great cinematics, great art, very heavy metal.
Yeah, I'll have to look and see. I don't even remember a modern Guilty Gear game.
Oh yeah, no, that series has been going strong for a while, and they've done other ones too. But they're just first and foremost a fighting game company. Last shoot.
it's
Yeah, you should. You know, being that you're you got a good eye for that art and stuff, you should take a look at that Avatar game. Just watch a video for it. They've
I didn't
almost
even know
made
they
that.
were making them.
Yeah, I think it's a smaller company from what I understand from what I was watching him talk about it. I want to say, I could be wrong on this, but there was I don't know if you ever seen it. There was a fighting game, maybe of the last 5-10 years, that was was it part of maybe the My Little Pony universe? It was called Them Fighting Herds, but it was like little calves and ponies. But it wasn't a big game at all. I think it only had like 8 characters in it, but it's pretty well received. And I could be wrong, but I almost think that's who's doing this Avatar game. But the way they've made it looks just like the old Nickelodeon cartoon.
Really?
Like it's pretty looking. It's got that old Street Fighter vibe to it, that old look to it, but the animation is slick and clean like the old cartoon.
I wonder if it's the same thing too, where they've sort of built it on 3D and they're trying to emulate 2D. Yeah, I'll have to try to take a look at that, because I didn't even know that was a thing. I know there's still a lot of fans. I had heard a lot of stuff about it, but I had never watched it until well after the fact, which I did watch it a number of years ago and whatnot, and it was pretty cool. I didn't watch the follow-up series, Korra or whatnot, but I did watch that one.
I've never watched the cartoon, but I did watch the Netflix series and enjoyed it. And
yeah, no, I hadn't watched that, but I watched the original cartoon and stuff like that. Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only knowledge I've got of the series is what that first season was, but which I'm pretty sure is like the same as the first part of that. I think that series is broken up into 3 parts, isn't it?
The animated show was, it was 3 parts. That I think, if I remember correctly, it was 3 parts over 3 seasons.
Yeah, I think Netflix is doing the same thing with the TV show, because it looked like they're fixing to drop the 2nd season, and it looked like it was all about the Earth Kingdom.
Yeah, each one had a focus like that. Yeah, and I think that was the 2nd season. It's definitely been a while since I watched it.
But yeah, I think it's just called Avatar: The Fighting Game, but I think it's got 12 characters in it, maybe. So I mean, it's just your base ones from the show, but it looks good.
Oh, gee, I mean.
Requesting air support. Calling down a sentry.
It looks like from the play style of it, it looks like it's doing the Mortal Kombat X thing, where like each character has 3 variations that change how they play.
Okay.
And it looks like it's very similar to that, and each variation completely changes up how the character moves and functions, giving your
That's cool.
I guess that helps with a smaller roster. I guess it makes you feel like you got more to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember that was one of the cool things that was part of Mortal Kombat 10. Like when they put the alien in there, and you had one version that was like the Egg Master, and one version that was just the drone worker, and then one version that was like the acid spitter. And each variation.
I forgot that they put the alien in there, man.
they had alien and predator in that one.
I think it's funny because like I have like a lot of different fighting games, both in the arcade, because that was back when I lived in the arcades, and like at home or whatnot. But I know there's a lot of fans for it, but Mortal Kombat is the one that really never got to me. It never really got me.
Really?
Yeah.
that's the one that hooked me the hardest. Every single one of them.
My uncle
Which I
absolutely
enjoy.
freaking loved it.
I
Yeah, my
enjoy
uncle
their
was so big
style of
into it.
game too. Because both of those Injustice games I really liked too.
Uh-huh.
That might be another bunker down there.
Yeah, I was looking around. I thought I saw something that looked like there might be one here, but I don't think there.
Yeah, I usually buy each new iteration of Street Fighter, but they don't usually last in my collection.
All right, no, I totally understand. Oh, my friend, right? He's big into it too. So he like plunked down the $200 or whatnot to get that really big, nice joystick and stuff like that. And so when he's in the mood to play some fighting games or whatnot, that gets pulled out instead of using the controller, right? And it's very nice.
I unfortunately I've never been a fighting stick guy.
Well, I have. It definitely was something I grew up with in the arcades using it, and it is a different beast. Like I think there's a bunker right there. It's a different beast. Like using a good joystick versus trying to input it on a D-pad and whatnot. Especially when you're trying to do it like super quick or whatnot. That's why you look at all the tournaments, and that's all they're using. Everyone brings their own like custom joystick or whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, that's like I said. The hardcores, I'm all for them in that, but that's never been my lifestyle. That's never been.
And I'm watching it, I'm going, holy crap! How did they do that?
Yeah. I remember back in the day, the 6-button Genesis controller blew my mind.
Yeah, because it was radical, and it was like that was needed. Like it gave you more inputs, so you could do more stuff and have more controls in your game, which was great. Loved it.
Outpost cleared.
Yeah, I jumped out on Street Fighter 6 when it came out, and I didn't like Street Fighter 6 actually, to be honest with you. I liked it better than the previous couple, but when they put out that first season of DLC, and they wanted $15 for each Ninja Turtle skin, I'm like, all right, I'm done with this game.
There's definitely a lot of characters, a lot of money in some of these games. Yeah, because they just have like before you know it, you've purchased 20 new characters, and then it's like, oh my god.
Well, and these were skins for another character. Like it wasn't like we took the time to build each Ninja Turtle. It was you were putting the skin over a character that was already in the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they wanted $15 for each turtle. If it was $15 or $20 for all 4 turtles, okay, maybe I see that. But $15 per turtle, so to get all 4 turtle skins, it cost as much as the game. And I'm like, all right, and Capcom's always been bad about Street Fighter over the years, Marvel vs. Capcom, like their DLCs are like skin colors. Like we're gonna give you like a whole 5 more color palettes for each character, and it's like,
oh yeah,
I don't want that. On the other hand, with Mortal Kombat, it was like, you may pay $40 for a season pass, but it's got 5 to 6 new characters in it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely like a labor of love for one of those things, because I think that they can get a little egregious, but a lot of folks are down with it, and they release a ton of different characters, and they each cost money, and it adds up over a while, and that's why. Again, I haven't gotten many of the newer ones myself, even though my buddy does, and he gets a bunch of stuff. And so I play him there, but it's like I haven't purchased one in a while, even though I do like a bunch of them. But I tend to like more of the fantasy type stuff and some of the crazy stuff. So I do like some of the artworks, the Guilty Gear. I always love Soul Calibur.
Yes.
Just again, behind you.
Oh.
No, would you? There we go.
Ooh,
Tell my guy to
okay.
pull out the pistol, and he's pulling out everything but the pistol to shoot the Hulk. Oh, jeez, that's a lot of guys.
Yeah, that got hairy. Yeah, Soul
Yes, it
Calibur.
did.
Soul Calibur was always one of my favorite ones.
I loved a lot of the designs and the fact that it was a full 3D fighting system, and it was great. And that was one of the ones I played the most, and I really got to be good because I really focused on a few characters I got to be really, really good at.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
Still
every
definitely one of my favorite series.
yeah that's every fighting game. Find one or two people that you really like, and those are your mains. So Soul Calibur, I always liked the big guy with the hammer, Astaroth.
Oh yeah, he was big.
He was always one of my favorites, and then the nunchuck guy.
Yeah, he was very good too. There were so many really good characters in that game that I liked. But to my earlier, like strong women, like in fighting games, usually I like a lot of the women. Not only because they're like usually like easy on the eyes, but it's like I like kicking butt with them.
Oh yeah, well, and usually they're
Ivy,
faster.
Ivy was my favorite. She's like one of the slowest characters, but she hits so damn hard. She's one of the hardest hitting characters. And I loved Ivy.
Yep.
In there, in like Street Fighter, I love one of my favorites was Chun-Li. I played her all the time. She was a favorite. Cammy too, and Sophitia and Soul Calibur.
Yep. So Sophitia and Cassandra were kind of pretty close to the same.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, dude. When I play Mario Kart, it's Peach all day long. Everybody's got to fight me for Peach, and for years since Mortal Kombat 2, any Mortal Kombat game, Melina's my main. And Melina and Reptile are my two go-tos.
Nice.
But yeah, usually I don't go for the big bulking guys. Like the Soul Calibur is one of the few exceptions.
The guy with the big sword too, the evil sword with the big
Nightmare.
Armor. Nightmare, yeah, because he had his counterbalance. The knight with the equally big sword.
Yep.
I sort of did like Nightmare. I played him occasionally too. Well, I mean, I played him a lot, but I mean, of my favorites, like if I was doing one of the big guys, I was like he'd be one of my go-tos usually.
You know, it's funny when I used to play D&D a lot. I used to play with some guys up in they're about 30 minutes away. We used to play on the weekends, and I remember talking with one of them one time, and because he was talking to me about like how I choose my characters and what and it's like he goes, dude, I've played with you for I don't know how many games now. He's like, and I've never seen you take a knight or a barbarian or a dwarf or anything like that. And I said, well, it's I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the mindset or the how I work, but it's like I've always been that big hulking, like I told you, I'm a big guy. And
right.
So like I enjoy being that quick, nimble. Let me play like I'll play a halfling or an elf all day long before I play the knight. And he's like just one time I want to see you play one, and so it's like I don't know, it'll have to be a special occasion because that's just not exciting or interesting to me. Like I don't have to be the powerhouse of the thing. Let me be the awkward character that makes a power play here and there.
The support.
Let me play the bard. Let me play the the magician. Let me play something that's funky and different. The crazy creature that can shapeshift into an animal or something. But I don't want to play the guy with the big stick.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
But it was funny because like they to this day they make such a joke about it because we played this one campaign and I made this uh, elephant character. He was like a race of elephants, and you got this huge elephant. But the way I statted him and gave him, he was um, I believe he was a rogue, and everything he had was charisma and speed. And it was funny because like I sneaked through the hideout, and I literally rolled. I walked through a room full of people, and none of the rest of the party could. And they were just like, "How the hell did this elephant get through there, being seen?" And I was like, that's what I like to play. You give me that awkward.
Hey man, we'll be
Hey,
back. We're gonna be back. We're gonna have a cake OG.
do what?
I said we're gonna have cake OG.
A, a cake orgy?
No, we're gonna have cake.
You're having cake?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Have fun. It sounds like it could be promising, but I'm also a little scared at the same time, my friend.
But now I want cake.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, they say you missed
I
out.
want cake. Thank you.
You might not want that cake when they get finished.
No, I don't. No, I want a different cake.
That's about to bring a whole new meaning to Little Debbie.
No, no.
Shoot.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No, that's funny. I'm very similar too, and I'm very predictable. I have certain archetypes I like to and whatnot, and when it comes to like a fantasy game like that, if 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be like that mage, wizard, whatever, whatnot, because that's what I do.
Right.
That's why I always like, and that's why I always go for characters with the abilities and stuff like that. That's why like every Borderlands game, I'm always playing the Siren. And when I was playing with Ryan or whatnot, like, they all automatically know, like, James is going to play the Siren, so I'll play something else. Like,
Yeah, no, it's funny how sometimes you get the mindset of that build. They always thought it was funny because it's like I'd be the big guy at the table, and I'd be playing some variation of a Hobbit or a.
you're the biggest guy at the table playing the smallest character.
Something stupid, and it was just it was there was another campaign when I played with a couple of my uncles. They're a little bit older. They're on the older side of me, and none of them would ever dream. But I played one game with them where I made a female character for D&D, and I'm like, it was the first time anybody had ever played with a female character at that table that wasn't like an NPC or something in a book already. And man, I spent the time to build that character, and I mean, it was fully blown a charisma character, and I had all the numbers right where I could get almost anybody to follow and do whatever I wanted. and it was such a fun campaign because it was like, you didn't have to do the heavy lifting or the swinging because there was always somebody else there to do it with you, and but that would like the way they all play in their mindset, none of them would ever build something like that and play.
You were probably a holy terror for the DM.
Yeah, there's been a couple times I've been that. There's been a few times where I've stumbled across something, and it's completely ruined the game. And the dude was there's a guy I play with that he lives in Michigan, and so I don't see him a whole lot. But on the headset or the phone, you two sound almost identical, and you remind me a lot of them just the way you talk and how you how you portray. And he there's been a handful of times where we've sat and talked elsewhere, and he's like, he just bring up some of the shit. And he goes, I like to come to Florida and play with you guys. He's like, because it's playing with you at the table is unlike anywhere else I play. Because he's like, I play anywhere else, and they're like, everybody's afraid to die or afraid to lose a character, and I'm like, I'm not afraid to re-roll a character. If this character dies, oh well. But I'm not afraid to pull some stupid shit and try it. and you know, a lot of times it pays off, and you know, you get amazing things, you know, and just, you know, good storytelling. It's fun. But
yeah, I didn't play as much D&D. I played some of that when a bunch of my friends were more into GURPS, and we did a bunch of that tabletop and whatnot. But even then, when I did something else, it's not always that. Like, if I had a predisposition too, where it's like I wanted to do something different on one campaign, so I did this really stout, like, kick-ass dwarf. But you see, again, I couldn't just make the normal dwarf, so he's carrying this big-ass axe that's going to just take your head off. But I had that axe, like, embedded with, like, encrusted with 1,000,000 runes and, like, all these spells. So I was still, like, half magic, right? Half spellcaster, because I could just, like, kill you with this big axe, and then it had a bajillion enchantments on it, too, which I could kill you. So...
I remember my one buddy Dylan. I told him he was the one that he was the one that wanted me to play a big character one time, and he's like I just want to know what you would make and how you would play. And I was like if I ever did play something like that, it would be wonky. There'd be still some catches. It's like if I played a barbarian or a giant, I was like, he would probably be a bard. He would be like a barbarian. And he would carry like a didgeridoo or something like that, and that would be his instrument and weapon.
Yeah, no, totally. I was thinking that too. Like, whatever it's going to be your weapon too.
Yeah. But I like playing that, but it's so hard to it's so hard to find people to play. I'm not that guy that can just like meet somebody and be like, hey, let's play, let's go. Like, I got to get comfortable first, and before I can let the magic fly.
Oh no, I totally understand that. It's just like, this is so much easier to turn it on and off and whatnot. Like, I like tabletop kind of stuff, but again, it's hard to get to go with my friends back in Tampa, and we do like some board games, and my buddy Ryan has a bajillion of them, and I've got a bunch here I haven't even played, because it's just hard to make the time and then the setup and everything like that to do, and it's just like, we never get to do it anymore, and usually maybe once a year, and that's usually when we have more time, like around Christmas time, when we're sitting there and having some dead time.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm behind this year like usual. I need to give him a birthday gift, and I was looking up. I discovered some really cool board game or whatnot, tabletop game. That's a mech game that looks really, really cool, but it's freaking hard to find. And they've been trying to get it out, have production issues with it and stuff like that. But everything I see is good. But it's like, oh my god, I need to try to find a way to get it for him or something like that.
Yeah.
Because half of me wants to play it too, but it's like, when the hell will we ever have time to play it? You know?
I know. That's the my one buddy that I was telling you, he's had a few strokes now. We for a while there, we were pretty regular being able to play on weekends, do board games and stuff like that, and at least you'd be able to get a couple people together and do some stuff. But it's getting to the point now where it's getting harder for him to read the cards and do stuff like that and see the stuff, and so by the time you go through all that elaborate something up, you know, it's hard to get going. But
it is difficult, and that's what I wanted to do here, you know, in my dining room, is have one of those game tables made where you can have it looking like a table and using it like a table, but then it opens up underneath. You've got all the stuff, so you can have a game going underneath there, and then if you need to stop, you can just recover it and use it. It becomes a dining table again. And haven't gotten around to it because it's like, again, there's so many other things I want to do. But he's doing the same thing too, where he actually did have one made and whatnot. And I think by now he may have received it, because it needed to be shipped from overseas, I think, or whatnot. But you know, so hopefully that'll help too, to eventually be able to like open it up, play games, and then like close it back up if you need to, if it takes too long.
Right,
but
without having to pick it all up.
Yeah, exactly. The game state can stay, and you can like come back to it another day, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
Well, I
with
mean,
some of the games he's got that take. I mean, you could easily spend an hour, hour and a half or more, just in the setup and the takedown and the storage.
Yeah.
Because there's like so many parts or whatnot. Because some of these games are so sophisticated, they have so many figures, so many different chits and cards and all this stuff to set up to play. And then you got to, when you're done, you got to repackage it all back up and try to fit it all back in this massive box. And I mean, you spend an hour or two just doing that. Like,
you said Uber Shark. Have you seen?
Sorry, I didn't quite make out what you were saying there because you were breaking up a lot.
Star Wars Rebellion. Have you played that board game?
No.
You should look it up. It's something you would be very interested in. It's strictly a 2-player game. You would but it follows the original 3 movies. And
Okay.
one person plays Empire, one person plays Rebels. The Rebels player has a deck of cards because there's 2 boards that push together to make one board, and they create the entire galaxy of all the planets. And you have a deck of cards at the beginning of the game if you're the Rebels, and you draw 2 of them, and you pick one of those 2 planets, and that's where the Rebel base is.
Okay.
And the other player has the Empire, the Death Star, and a handful of planets already under their control. And their goal is to find the Rebel base and destroy it in so many turns. And the Rebel player just has to make key small victories to earn enough victory points to build the alliance. And each turn you have like generals that you put out into play. Like you can, it's very thematic of playing those old movies out. You start with like a handful of generals, so you can like send the droids out to do something from Leia, or you can use Mon Mothma to do something, some kind of play for allegiance here.
That sounds really cool.
You can, once you get Luke in your army, you can send Luke to Dagobah, and then he'll become Jedi Master Luke. If you got Boba Fett in the Imperial army, you can capture generals and take them under their control. If you have the Emperor, because there's a handful of generals, you pick so many to play with each round. And if you have the Emperor, you can turn Luke to the dark side if you play your cards right. But you can, all those little key moments play out, and it's just a matter of cat and mouse. Like there'll be little small victory points. Complete this mission for the Rebels, and they get a victory point. And they start at 1 on the tracker, and the Empire starts at 15. And each round, the Empire marker comes down 1, and each time the Rebels complete a mission, they go up 1. And if the 2 bubbles ever meet, the game's over, and the Rebels win. So it's like the Emperor is way more powerful. They have way more units in play, and each round you get more units by what planets are aligned to your cause. So you'll have like a build queue, and you'll get ground units and speeders, walkers, all that stuff, and you'll get more units to disperse them out around each time. And the Empire gets a ton more, but they're on a time frame to find the Rebel base. And it's such a good game. It takes probably about 3 to 4 hours to play, but man,
that's not a big deal.
It's such a good game. If you got an afternoon and somebody who likes Star Wars as much as you do, it's probably
we've played games that take a lot longer than that. So I mean, it's like about finding the time if you can. It's like, hey, so it's called Star Wars Rebellion.
Yeah, it's got a black cover. It follows it. It's got like it's got kind of like remember what the old VHS tapes looked like with the black art and then the picture in the center.
Yeah, I'm seeing a box cover here that's got like the Death Star on the right, Darth Vader's big in the center, underneath him is Luke and stuff, and it seems to go for about $100 here.
That's about right. It's about what I paid for. I think Fantasy Flight was the maker on it.
Okay.
And there's a small expansion box for it that adds in Rogue One, and then you can split some
Fantasy
pieces
of Flight
out.
Games. Fantasy of Flight Games was the publisher. Yeah,
Yes.
because one of the websites he and I use, because he's really into the board games. I used to be more into them. Is like Board Game Geek, and I'm looking at that right now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's got on the right hand side with the walkers with Hoth underneath it, and then Luke and the Emperor and Darth are in the center of it.
Yeah, and that triangle, and then you got
Yep.
Cloud City on the left and Han Solo.
Yep. And then, like I said, there's a small expansion box for probably $30 that looks just that same artwork, but it's the Rogue One artwork. All those characters, and you can supplement it, and it'll allow you to get rolls and a few more missions and things like that. That game's
Okay.
amazing. You get a chance to play that because when you have if you're looking, can you see any pictures of what comes in the game?
Yeah, they do have some pictures here. I see like a bunch of miniatures of different things. They've got some of the ships like the Death Star and the Star Destroyers and some of the Rebel ships.
Does it show the board, how all the planets are laid out?
Let's see here. Yeah, I see a board. It's sort of like, well, it looks like, or maybe it's a play mat, or maybe that's it's sort of crescent shape and it has the Death Star in the background. I see cards. I see some little character cards that are like, was that Grand Moff Tarkin? Because he's got to be in it.
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, it's like a half circle, kind of like how the old Aliens radar looked, and then it's got all the planets laid out on it. Is what the board looks like.
It does look like there's several, like the border, like there's pieces underneath them, like different pieces.
But what's neat is that the way that board is with all the planets, you have the Death Star. You have there's like missions you can put into play each. You think the Death Star, that the Rebel base is on a planet, you can put that mission into play. You can put your rubble where if you destroy that, no more resources for no matter who it was.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That looks very cool. And like you said, yes, like that would interest us much more since it's more like that's like classic real Star Wars. And these are like all the characters that like we liked and grew up with and whatnot that you saw play out.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, there's no oddballs. It's all, Wedge and Luke and Han Solo, Chewbacca, Lando, Palpatine, Boba Fett, Darth, and all them. But it's all the classic ones, and it only covers the 3 old movies unless you add that expansion movie. Yeah,
and that's the one and only expansion that actually ties into them anyway, and that's the one and only one too that I actually like because I think like they did a lot of good things with that and they tied it in quite well. So
yeah, I mean they have like alternate modes of play in there where you can play like 2v2. Like one person play the Empire, one person play the Rebels, and just go at it. And it's like I said, you'll be playing it, and you're like, oh man, that ended up playing out just like the movie did. And it's so many points in there where it's like, man, this is really.
No, that sounds cool. Yeah, no, I probably have to add that to the list and see, depending on if I get this or not for his birthday. If not, that's a potential like Christmas gift later this year.
And adopted, so.
Yeah, that's a winner there, man. You thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'll have to do that because I don't. It's hard because he's got so many. But again, I don't think he has that. So that's down in my book. And again, it's like, well, geez, that would be something I think I would like to play too. So
those are the best kinds of gifts.
Exactly. Exactly my point. You know where I was going.
Yeah, I can tell you now. I've got a handful of Star Wars games, but that one takes the cake on any of them.
I know we
the best
he's
one
sent
I
me
have.
a ton of interesting ones that I'd like to play or whatnot too, and some other ones that I've gotten him too that seem cool. Like would like to play, and we just never have gotten around to it. But he's got closets full of games, and whatnot, and just I don't mind adding to that pile.
Yeah, I've thought
All right.
I've thought several times about cleaning my stack down, but I can tell you now that one won't. That one's a mainstay after it.
Yeah, no, that sounds really cool. I know I would probably like that too. And oh man. All right. All
right,
right,
man.
good game, guys. I'll talk to you guys later, man.
Take it easy. Are you done with your cake thing?
Yeah, did you get your cake?
Yeah, OG, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a cake. It's a chocolate.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You miss it. You're
Nice,
missing out.
nice.
I guess
Oh,
so.
I bet I am.
So. Sounds like we all are.
All right.
You
good
better
night,
hurry up.
guys.
Take it easy. What'd you say, Austin?
You're missing out.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I might be.
You have to use a spoon for it.
You want to run another mission?
Oh.